Well, welcome to my show, Addy. It's been several months since I've been had a special guest on here, and really happy that you were able to join me.
Thank you.
Um, I hear that you are involved with the Earth Club at Okemos High School, and I just had a few questions about that, if that's okay.
Of course.
Cool. Do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself before we get started?
Well, I'm 15. I'm a sophomore in high school. I really enjoy, activism, musical theater, reading. Those are like my biggest hobbies in school. And I've been on the Earth Club for about a year and a quarter now.
Wow.
Or yeah,
Okay.
I got
Awesome.
into it when. Oh, go ahead.
I should have asked you. Do I have permission to record this? And
Yep,
okay.
totally do.
Um, Great. Thank you. So it sounds like you got involved early on. Did you have environmental interests that sort of inspired you to do that? I mean, with activism, I assume that it's environmental activism, but
I mean, yeah, just like general activism. I've always been, interested in and tried to be involved with because, me and my generation will be inheriting this world right now, and we got a lot of problems going on. So, I always find it interesting and important to, get involved so that we can make the world a better place. I mean, I really enjoy Earth Club. I mean, it's not like I mean, right now, this earth movement, this environmentalist movement, it isn't just some hippy dippy doing drugs in the woods thing. We're in a world where our generation is inheriting a world full of climate change and forest fires and rising ocean levels. And if we want a better future for ourselves, we have to fight for it. That's kind of why I wanted to join something like Earth Club, try to make a little difference.
awesome. Well, that's inspiring. Um, did you was it more out of an interest in the environment in terms of just liking the environment, or was it more like I want this planet to be around when I'm older?
I mean, kind of both. I mean, it was Amira that first got me into Earth Club. Yeah,
Mhm.
she was like in charge of the activism committee that I joined on to, and like a little bit ago, she asked me to be a co-leader of it, which was freaking
Oh,
awesome.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
she's like my best friend, and it was a little bit of a
mm,
fun thing to do with my friend, a little bit of important thing to look good,
mm-hmm.
you know,
That's
do some
great.
good.
Are there other committees then besides the activism committee?
Oh yeah, bunch of committees. There's the reusable fashion committee, the recycling committee, wildlife committee, a bunch of stuff that handles different aspects of our world, and keeping it clean and habitable for us humans and the critters and the plants.
Sounds like an amazing group. How many
Yeah, it is.
students are involved, and are there other people like faculty or like teachers involved as well? Or
Miss Bell, our biology teacher, she helps us organize things and she allows us to do the club in her room every day.
wow, every day you guys meet that
Oh no,
often,
not
or
every day, every Tuesday.
every Tuesday? Okay.
Yeah, I had to miss a few meetings because I'm in theater production. Your good man Charlie Brown, see it at the Okemos High School if you can.
Oh, put that on the
Theatrical
calendar.
plug. That's what we're supposed to do. But yeah, yeah, I'm involved in a lot of stuff at school, but I definitely see Earth Club as one of the most important ones.
Awesome. What character do you play in the?
Oh, I'm just in the ensemble, but let's be
Oh,
real.
okay.
The ensemble is just as incredible as the main cast because without them, there'd be no backup good music.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's great music in Charlie Brown. Da 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 dun dun.
Yeah.
Da 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 da.
But yeah, I
I like
highly
music too.
recommend seeing this because we are working our butts off to do it, and there are a bunch of little kids in it too. So we got that crowd, the elementary school parents. We got an elementary school chorus, in the background, which is
Wow.
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, and like every Thursday they bring in the little kids to rehearse with us, and like I'm in, and if me and a few other teenagers are in charge of like 15 kids in a group, and it's awesome, chaotic but awesome.
That is really cool. Um, in my career, I've really been impressed with students that have been involved with theater. I mean, there's some qualities of just being outgoing and courageous and very expressive and
Exactly.
articulate. And
I mean, yeah, I
so,
think
yeah,
theater definitely encourages a sort of teamwork among classmates, along with, it provides kind of like, we're the theater kids. It's like a very strong community and little group. Like if anyone's ever sitting alone at lunch and they're a theater kid, they can find someone to sit with, or and, it's
hmm,
people who join theater, they can be seen as outsiders, and it's like a little group of outsiders coming together to create a better place. But
that's cool.
that's just another awesome club at Milkomis right now.
I think I think you have communication skills and you cultivate those. I think as part of a in the theater, and you can tell a story,
Thank
which
you.
is. I mean, I don't know your personal skills, but it seems like um, that is a quality that comes out with people that are in the theater. So
Yes,
that's a great
definitely.
skill to use in anywhere in your life.
It's a place for any kind of creative folk.
I'm trying to tell a better story myself, and I was having a conversation with my kids over the weekend about just how much we assume when we talk with somebody. We assume that they know what we're talking about, but often we don't really tell the full story or do not really get our message across just because we haven't brought people up to speed, or we assume people know stuff that um, they don't. And that was just an interesting conversation with them, as because I know I do that quite a bit.
Yeah, and that's why this podcast could help with. It could help tell a story, and get out better information about the earth and stuff and the issues surrounding it all.
Awesome. Well, I think I've taken my 5 minutes. This is just sort of a practice being interviewing each other. And I appreciate your spontaneous welcoming of this possibility here.
Thank you.
Um, I tried to tell a story yesterday. I gave a presentation about climate Meridian and its climate action plan, and I worked with another person from Royal Oak, and then someone from Ann Arbor who's on the Michigan Municipal League, and we kind of co-presented about how to develop a climate action plan for your community. And so I had a few days to prepare kind of my story, and I was kind of nervous about it, but it was a good to go through that. Like, what story do I want to tell, and how did we do what we did in Meridian? So that's my little bout with storytelling in the last day. But if you want to ask me a few questions about anything, what I do with my work, or feel free. I know your idea for the podcast is more that maybe broader than just the environment, and I'm cool with that as well. So go ahead. I'll shut up now.
Okay. Well, so what job do you do at Meridian Township?
My technical position is, well, the name of it is Environmental Programs Coordinator, which is fairly broad. But so I get involved with environmental programs. And as you know, environment touches pretty much every job, every person,
I mean, yeah,
even
human.
police and fire and, engineers and planners. Everyone deals with the environment to some extent. But I get to
Exactly.
work that, I get to get paid for it, which is nice. And yeah, so that's my title.
Although, what do you do outside of that title to help the environment?
Outside of my job,
Hmm.
well, in my house, I've got a fairly humble residence. Um, the house is pretty well insulated. I've got a compost pile in the backyard. I've got kind of an alternative landscape in my front yard. some might say it's an grown bed of something. I'm looking outside at it right now.
I mean, yeah, my dad would
It's
be probably one of those people. He's a lawn freak. He is very high maintenance when it comes to our lawn. Even though I know that those imported grasses can't even shouldn't even technically be there since they don't even, can't even really thrive in this climate without an ounce of water in them or tons of water in them.
well, my next door neighbor's like that. The contrast between my next door's neighbor's tightly groomed lawn and mine is interesting, but he puts up with me, and so far I haven't gotten any tickets. Um, but it is certified kind of a natural landscape, and we have a lot of natural landscapes in our neighborhood. I live in the city of East Lansing, and it's there's just a lot of creative things going on. And I don't have anything against a nicely groomed lawn. It gets you outside. It gets fresh air, and yeah. So yeah, in my yard, I just yesterday, no, the day before yesterday, I got a hybrid vehicle, a used
Ooh,
hybrid vehicle, which gets about twice the gas mileage of my old car. And I try to bike quite a bit, bike to work a couple days a week. And so those are a few things that I do outside of work. I've been doing environmental things. Um, well, I got interested in the environment when I was really small, fishing with my little brother when I was like 10, 11, 12. And I just got a deep appreciation for clean water and fresh water and wildlife in streams and lakes and rivers and stuff. And you can tell the difference between a stream that will only support a carp or a sucker and one that has trout in it. And I've always liked being outdoors.
that's fantastic.
So yeah, that's my brief story. But my job is fun. I like working with citizen groups and including this group of um, you two. I'm curious where this podcast might go, and there's a couple of other people that I've talked to that are really interested in helping out, but I don't exactly where we take this is up for grabs.
Yeah.
Um, but I see some possibilities, whether we just do kind of Zoom interviews or Zoom conversation, or if we actually get in the studio or do something with more enhanced equipment. But I'll shut up and let you if you have any other questions.
No, it's fine. Your support, it's just thank you so much. This is great. I mean, it's cool. At first, we were kind of just coasting on our own, trying to figure things out, but it's good to have, like someone who mostly knows their
Hmm.
stuff and can help connect us with other stuff.
Well, do you see where next steps for you guys? I know you're busy with school. I mean, I don't know how you squeeze this into your schedule, but I'm glad
Yeah.
you do, and um, I would be happy to if you want to think about what how we might use the time on Monday. Might also be able to get Samantha and possibly my son, who does a lot of podcasting, to tune in. But in talking with my son, there's so many different ways the technology is changing a lot. Um, but maybe it's just a matter of scheduling, you know, scheduling a regular time every week
Yeah.
and starting to do it.
I mean, yeah, I think the best next step, oh,
Go
for
ahead.
a second I thought you froze. I think the best next step me and Mira could do is start researching future topics we could start talking about. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, your mention of the tech waste fund gave me an idea to talk about tech waste, and I've been doing my research into that.
Awesome. Well, I could definitely put you in touch with some folks. There's a guy named David Perry who runs one of the leading electronics recycling facilities in Michigan. Um, he might be a I think he would be accessible and he would probably enjoy being in a discussion.
That would be awesome.
Um, do you want me to see if I can get him on Monday?
I should probably talk to Amira about this sort of stuff first, but
Okay.
we can just put that in a pocket.
Yeah, that sounds
Put
good.
that in,
Maybe if we do a schedule or something.
yeah, we'll put that in the desk drawer, but we can discuss that on Monday. Is that okay?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he'd be the best person, frankly, but he would be one person that comes immediately to mind that could be part of a discussion.
But yeah.
Great. You have any other questions for me?
No, not really. But yeah,
Okay.
it'd be awesome if we could see more people who want to get involved with this on Monday.
Sounds good. I'll try
Really
and
appreciate it.
see what we can come up with, and we'll just keep the conversation going. If you guys are cool with continuing to record these conversations, I think um, it's sort of an interesting historical record of how the conversation evolves
Yeah.
um, and where we go from here. But my son is excited about your podcast, so he wants to see where it goes. He thinks it would be fun, you know, just you having conversations with your friends as a podcast. He thinks it could grow pretty quickly.
Hmm.
So,
Well, yeah.
yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time and being willing to give this a try.
No problem.
I think part of it is just comfortable. How do you ask questions? What questions do you ask, and how do you keep the um, conversation going? And what are you interested in talking about?
Yeah. I mean, if anything, me and Amir can keep a conversation going. We got that part of this thing down.
All right. Well, I'll look forward to seeing you on Monday at 3 o'clock.
Thank you.
If it's easy to touch base beforehand, just to make sure that we're all on board, like between 2 and 3, just to confirm by email or text, or you've got my text, right?
I got your email.
Okay, let me give you my phone just in case you need it. 853-4466.
Could you maybe put that in the chat?
Sure. I'm gonna stop recording